y'all, what's up? I'm glad that you guys have joined me for another edition. I felt the need to come in as I'm headed to work to talk to you guys about my IVF update to date. So today is January 27th, and a lot has transpired in our last update to now. So in my last update, I did explain everything that happened as far as my embryos were concerned. So just to do a real quick recap, I had 7 eggs retrieved. 5 of those eggs were mature, and 4 of those eggs fertilized properly with ICSI. However, only 2 of them made it to day 5, with one of them being a graded 6 BC and the other graded a 5 BC, with the 6 being saying that they have hatched, and the 5 meaning that it is hatching. So that just means that the 6 BC has completely began to come out of its shell, outer shell, and the 5 BC is beginning to come out of its shell. So I was happy with that. We had intentions on doing PGS testing, pre-implantation genetic screening is what that stands for, and it's just a way for us to know if the embryos are chromosomally normal. So as you guys know, I am using the VA Medical Center for my insurance because I am the spouse of a disabled veteran who has service-connected infertility issues, and as a result, they have switched their secondary company that they use whenever they send their patients to civilian facilities. And this particular company, health insurance company, I got tongue-tied. This particular health insurance company is not accepted by the company that my clinic uses for genetic testing. So they had already took the samples for the genetic testing, and they did. I asked the embryologist, well, do you know what company you guys are sending it to? Because Progenesis does not accept my insurance, and I don't want you guys to send this to Progenesis and then I have a bill. So back and forth, they found out that they're going to do paperwork to initiate them being in network with Progenesis. To initiate paperwork for my insurance company to have them in network and contracted with the VA Medical Center. But me knowing the military, nothing is ever done during the time frame that they say they're going to have things done. She said it would be done within 10 business days. And I've been affiliated with the military my whole life. My father's a Marine. My husband is a Marine. So I pretty much know how to finagle the military medicine. So they weren't going to have my information together. So at that point, I decided independently, without even talking to my husband, we're not doing genetic testing. I know I'm 40, and I know that generally in the research that I've done, clinics agree to transfer 2 untested embryos at the age of 40. It's usually just a given. If you have untested embryos, they will transfer 2 of them at a time if you have that. So I had emailed my doctor and my clinic nurse and explained the situation to them with the insurance and my lack of trust in the insurance company, and informed them that if my doctor was okay with it, I am okay with transferring 2 embryos, and if they both stick, I'm very aware that twin pregnancies are high risk. So they agreed to she contacted me back. I did this email on a Sunday, and she contacted me back that Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday. It was Tuesday. She contacted me back that Tuesday, and she said Dr. Yalcinkaya agreed to put both the untested embryos in for the transfer, which I was excited because at that point I was at the stage of all I needed to do was wait for my next period to start, and they would be starting my frozen embryo transfer protocol. She said, however, we can't do it with the next cycle. And I was like, what? And she said, do you recall the endo scratch that we did during your egg retrieval? I said, yes. And she said, well, it came back positive for plasma. And I'm just like, is that a bad thing? And she said, yes. She says, when you have plasma in the cells of your uterine lining, that is an indication of inflammation, and inflammation is an indication of an infection. So you have endometritis, which is the infection, if left untreated, turns into endometriosis. I said, okay. So what's the next step to treat it? What do we need to do? And she said, well, I'm going to call in 2 prescriptions of very strong antibiotics that you're going to take twice a day for 10 days. And you'll call me once you start your period. And then we will put you on a ovarian suppressant so that your lining doesn't thicken as either. I said, oh, okay. So the medications that she put me on were ciprofloxacin, I think that's how you say it, and metronidazole. I think that's how you say that one. I took 500 milligrams twice a day. When I tell you that medicine wreaked havoc on my stomach, even though I took it per instructions with a full stomach, I took it with meals. I made sure I increased my water intake. I still was going to the bathroom quite frequently. The diarrhea that it caused me to have was really, really horrible. And it left my stomach hurting very badly, which is a normal side effect of it. So I ended up going to the pharmacy and asking my pharmacist, was there anything over the counter that I could take that would help ease my stomach from what the antibiotics were doing? Because the way he described it to me was that the antibiotics were destroying anything that was in my system that was not supposed to be there. So yeah, I was taking 2,000 milligrams of antibiotics daily, because each pill was 500 milligrams, and I was taking 2 of those a day. So that means I was taking 4 pills a day. So 2,000 milligrams of antibiotics. I took that for 10 straight days. I've never in my life had to take that much antibiotics, but I did. Subsequently, unfortunately, the constant diarrhea did make my backside raw. So I had to break down and go and get some hemorrhoid cream, and I got some A&D ointment to help ease the pain, because the hemorrhoid cream is an antiseptic numbing cream, so it would help numb the soreness in it. And then the A&D ointment just acted as a protective coating, so that if I did have subsequently more bowel movements, they weren't eroding and making my anus raw still, even more raw. Because I don't know if many people know this, but when you have diarrhea, it has the same acids in it that your vomit has. So if you notice, when you vomit profusely, you do tend to have your throat burn from the vomiting. So the same concept is with diarrhea. You get the same outcome when you have the diarrhea over and over. I drank a lot of water during that time frame just to ensure that I wasn't dehydrated from it. I did not do any electrolyte replacement because I don't like Powerade. I don't like Gatorade. I just don't like the taste of it. I don't even like the taste of Pediasure. So I just drank enough water to where I was hydrated. So to get fancy, I put it in one of my wine glasses, and I realized 8 glasses of wine, 8 wine glasses of water gave me my water intake for the day. So that's what I did. I will say that my menstrual cycle that subsequently started on that Wednesday, after she prescribed my antibiotics, my menstrual cycle started in the middle of Walmart, and it was horribly heavy immediately. And I generally menstruate 5 straight days, and then with the 5th day being my spotting day, to where I only need a liner and not an actual pad. Not so with this one. So I will say that the egg retrieval does create a heavier menstrual cycle immediately afterwards. I did menstruate for 8 days, with the 8th day being what normally would happen to me on my 5th day. I am taking a form of birth control called Adgestin. And with the Adgestin, I am prescribed to take that until January 29th, which is this coming Friday. I take my last dose on this coming Friday. And then within 3 to 5 days, I should start another menstrual cycle. Once I start that menstrual cycle, I am supposed to call the clinic, instruct them that I've started my period, and they will schedule me to redo my endo scratch or biopsy. Now, all the endo scratch is they're going to go in and they're going to go back and forth, disturbing and scratching my uterine lining, and as a result, they're taking samples of my lining as well. And as long as that comes back negative with nothing in it, I will be cleared to go and begin my frozen embryo transfer. So the tentative time frame is for me to transfer the first week in March. So I'm looking to be starting my menstrual on next week, do my endo scratch a week from that, and then somewhere in there I will be taking medication. I will still be taking the Adgestin, stop the Adgestin, and wait for my period to begin. And then, boom, I will call them when that next period happens. So the second period in February, I will call them and they will let them know I started my period. They will instruct me to go ahead and start my frozen embryo transfer protocol, and we'll be starting the process of gearing up for the transfer. So I'm super excited. I am super hopeful because my clinic is very meticulous about getting everything taken care of before they put the babies in, so that they get a good outcome. Even though they both have a C rating, I feel hopeful with it being a BC, because the B part, that the rating that is the B part is the rating for the baby, the portion that develops into the baby. And the portion that is the C is the portion that develops into the placenta and other cells. And I have confidence in the embryos that they will, once they get inside my womb, that they will be able to self-correct and take care of everything. So that is the update, you guys. This is my, headed to work, like I said in the beginning of the video. This is my first day back to work for the year. Honestly, this is my first day back since the 23rd. My last day at work was the 23rd. I did take 3 weeks off just because I felt miserable with everything, with the antibiotics, with the egg retrieval. I felt horrible. And right now, with the time of the year that it is, I will only have to be at work for once a week, which is going to work for me. And the frozen embryo transfer process is not as intuitive and intrinsic as the egg retrieval. My doctor's appointments will not be frequent and in multitude. I would, like with the egg retrieval, I was going to the doctor every other day. So, and I was miserable doing that. So yeah, I'm super excited. This is not IVF related, but I lost my freaking bottom retainer. You guys, I've only had my braces off for 2 weeks and I lost my retainer. So guess who got to go in on Tuesday and pay $100 to replace their retainer? Me, that's who. So I want you guys to stay safe out there. COVID is still real. You see, I'm getting my mask on and I'm getting ready to clock in and head into work. And I just want you guys to stay blessed and enjoy your day. Thanks for watching this video. Any new subscribers, thank you guys for subscribing and coming along this trip with me. And I hope to see you further down the road as well. Have a great day.